everybody, it's me, your favorite librarian, Mrs. M, with another Main Student Book Award First Chapter Friday for you. Today I have Sardines, written by Sashi Kaufman, and most of you probably don't know this, but I love Sardines. It's like reverse hide and seek. It's where everybody hides, or one person hides, it's where one person hides, and then the seekers, they have to hide with the person. So I'm assuming it's a little bit about that, but it's at least based on that game. So let's take a peek. I'll read you the blurb. I'll read you the first chapter, and you can come check it out whenever. This is Sardines by Sashi Kaufman. Lucas Barnes knows it's possible to stand out in middle school and still feel completely invisible. That's what happens after his older brother dies and his mom disappears. Stuck at aftercare every day until his dad can pick him up, Lucas gets to know Anna, the popular girl, Kat, the basketball star, Robbie, who's nice to everyone, and Finn, the new kid. Between games of Sardines played in the woods behind school, they realize that each of them has a secret wish. Something he or she desperately wants, and that by working together they might actually have the power to make each wish come true. Lucas knows that he wants more than anything, but he isn't sure if he can trust the group with his family's secrets. Told with humor and heart, Sardines is for any kid who's felt second best or out of place, a book about an unlikely crew thrown together by fate and held together by friendship. Oh, Sardines. Let's read the first chapter. Chapter 1. The thing about a new school year is it's not new. Not in any of the ways that matter. Getting off the bus, still wearing last year's sneakers and a t-shirt that was getting tight in the armpits, I was uncomfortably the same. But I had a few hopes for Feltzer-Harding Regional Middle School. 6th grade was not elementary school. We had new things like homeroom and health class, and you could order a la carte in the cafeteria if you brought money and only wanted to eat cookies and Doritos for lunch. We each had our own schedule. Mine had arrived over the summer, and I had read it over and over again until I had it practically memorized. And the smell that seemed to haunt elementary school, of old construction paper and watered-down glue, was replaced by a mix of industrial cleaner and Axe body spray. There were new kids, too. 60 kids from the elementary school one town over, and 60 kids from our school were smushed together into one grade. As we got off our buses, they got off their buses on the opposite side of the bus circle. I wondered for a minute if each one of us had an exact counterpart coming off the other bus. I looked sideways at the kids from Kaiser Falls. I scanned their faces, looking for another not too tall, not too short white kid with brown hair and blue eyes, but no one matched. Mom said, never compare your insides to other people's outsides. But it was hard when everyone else's outsides had new sneakers and backpacks and clothes with that creased-off-the-hanger look. Their faces looked excited and happy. We all milled around in front of the school, waiting for the bell to ring and the doors to open. I stared down at my feet, aware that the kids around me were all greeting each other, talking about camp and going to the beach and getting out their schedules to see if they had any classes together. I stared up at the flagpole, pretending to be concerned about the way the corner was folded in and it stuck around one of the grommets. I didn't want to be that kid who looked like he was looking around for someone to talk to. It was one thing to feel lonely. It was another thing when everyone knew it. "Hey, Lucas," came a friendly voice. It was Robbie Belcher. He smiled, showing off a mouthful of new metal hardware. "How was your summer?" "Okay," I lied. "How about you?" Robbie shrugged. "Okay until this. I just got him on last week, and my mouth is so sore it's like throttling." "You mean throbbing?" "Yeah, I guess so." He pulled a medicine bottle out of his pocket and shook it so the pills rattled. Ch-ch-ch. "My mom gave me this to give to the school nurse in case my teeth are bothering me." I nodded and we stood there. I didn't know what else to say. Robbie and I had gone to aftercare together since kindergarten, but he was the kind of kid who was nice to pretty much anyone, so I was never sure if I could count him as an actual friend. Still, if you had to be alone, it was better to be alone with someone else. Finally, a man in a short-sleeved white dress shirt with serious pit stains came out, introduced himself as the assistant principal, and yelled a bunch of things that I don't think anyone could hear. Maybe it was a welcome speech. Maybe he was telling us that the bathrooms were all flooded and unusable. Even if the wind hadn't been drowning him out, I wouldn't have been able to hear him. There was a group of kids in front of me with Greg Hutchins at the center. Greg wasn't even pretending to pay attention to what the assistant principal was saying. He had his back toward him and was talking loudly, surrounded by a bunch of boys who all wore variations of the same uniform. Sport shorts, t-shirts, and baseball hats. I recognized some of them from elementary school. Some of them were new faces. Same look, though. right down to a Greg like a bunch of mosquitoes to a warm, fleshy cow butt. When we finally got to file into school, the assistant principal pointed right at Greg and pulled him out of the crowd. I couldn't hear what he said, but the finger kept pointing, and the tops of Greg's ears got red. I followed the crush of kids into the lobby, but I kept my eyes down as we passed in front of the glass trophy cases. I knew what I would see there. I had seen it on step-up day when our 8th grade tour guide stopped to show off the school trophies for everything from basketball and football to math team and a state geography bee. On a shelf were pictures of every student who ever won the principal's award for all-around attitude, effort, and achievement at Phelps-Harding Middle School. And there, shining out at me, in full color, his dirty blonde hair falling partially in his eyes, was the 8th grade version of my brother. Any teacher I've ever had who'd had Charlie too, and that was most of them because our town was so small, practically fell out of their seat when I told them that, yes, I was related to that Charlie Barnes. And for the first week or so, I could do no wrong. But then slowly the shine would rub off. I couldn't keep up, even with his memory. Charlie was 9 years older, so I was in preschool when he was in 6th grade at Phelps-Harding Middle School. When he went off to college, I was only in 4th grade. Less than a year later, he was dead. I learned a lot in 5th grade, but none of it was school stuff. I learned that there are worse things than being the younger brother of an all-star kid like Charlie Barnes. I learned what adults mean when they say spotty attendance, and I learned that even when you stick out for something, it's still possible to feel like you're completely invisible. Come on down and check out Sardines by Sashi Kaufman. I can't wait to see you. Bye!